And welcome back to yet another video. Today I kind of just wanted to do a more simple one and just run through all the all the shows I've seen in my life. I haven't seen many shows because just really recently was when I really started getting into shows. I believe I've only seen the entirety of 6, maybe 7, but I can't think of the 7th. Those shows are Breaking Bad, The Last of Us, The Penguin, Squid Game, Stranger Things, never mind, it's 7, Lost, and The Night Agent. Wait, crap. Stranger Things, The Night Agent, The Last of Us, The Penguin, Lost, Breaking Bad. I don't think I said Squid Game. There might be one more in there that I'm not sure of. But either way, I kind of just wanted to rank them. And now that I realize that I've seen Stranger, now I gotta go through and think of how I'm gonna rank them since it's all screwed up now. One second. Again, I've really only seen a few shows, so sorry about that. Some shows that I would probably nearly guarantee would be in here if I watched them. And the show I'm watching right now is Gotham because I love Batman. My top 2 movies ever are Batman movies. I'll probably do a top 10 movie ranking at some point. But yeah, to get started, in last place, I do have The Night Agent. And again, I haven't seen many. I think I've only seen 7 shows front to finish. And that's kind of just because, again, I've really only gotten into shows recently. But The Night Agent is a fantastic show. I think all of these shows are great, by the way. Maybe not fantastic, but it's good. It's definitely good. Definitely really good. Sorry, my cat's distracting me. Here, one sec. Thought I'd show him to you guys real quick. This is Jet. He's very friendly. I love him. Hey. I love you, buddy. Alright? Do you want out? Again, one sec. Now, my biggest thing with The Night Agent. I think it's a great show, but the thing I don't like about it is that the endings can be predictable. They can be kind of predictable. With all, I'd say, the other 6 shows or whatever on here, I are not at all. The Night Agent is very predictable, I'd say. In the sense that the ending of season 1 and 2, I'm not really surprised by. Other than that, it's a great thriller show. Peter Sutherland and what's his name, Gabriel Basso is great. And I still think it's a really good show, but out of all the ones I've seen, it is 100% 7th. Number 6, don't shoot me, Squid Game. And again, I think it's fantastic. Really though, I feel like I love it way more now, but I didn't really care for season 1, and that's strictly because I was just watching it at a friend's house, and I was kind of just trying to speed run through all the episodes, and I don't really remember what happened. I didn't really like it, but I think nowadays I would like it a lot more because I loved season 2. I loved it so much. I thought it was fantastic front to finish. And again, that's one thing where I was not expecting the ending, because while I was again, giant spoilers ahead. Maybe not giant, but there are probably gonna be a few. Which is where, obviously, what's his name, Gihan is, he's fighting the guards, and as the episode goes on, I'm like, this is taking a while. There's no way this is the last episode. It's like, did I miss something? And then I realized that that's not where it ends. And obviously, I think season 3 is coming out on the 27th of June. I'm recording this on May 9th. Normally, when I record these, it's a lot lighter outside. I think it's pretty dark out. It's probably like 9:20. Sorry, Xbox notifications, because I always set it up on my TV. I always set up my phone. Let me turn this off. See? It's a little darker, but I always set my phone up on my TV and see, it's a lot darker outside. Normally this is where the light comes in. But right now it's a lot darker. So I don't know. Either way, Squid Game, fantastic show. Love the action, love the characters. I just love it. It's a fantastic show, but I have it ranked behind some other things. One of those shows, which would probably be a been in the top 3, is The Last of Us. Because season 2, I don't care about what I said about the video earlier because that was right before episode. That was like, wow, there were only 2 episodes in the season, and these last 2 episodes have not been great. I don't think they've been bad. They just have not even been close to the level of season 1. I don't think there's a single bad Last of Us episode. Like this most recent one, I thought it was great, but there were some unnecessary things where it got unnecessarily sexual, and it's like, we don't need that. I love Ellie. I love Dina. They're both great characters. We don't need a sexual relationship between the two. Like, oh my goodness. That's not what we need. Other than that, I did really like episode 4. It was probably the darkest episode so far. Kind of just by like, a lot of it took kind of like literally dark in the sense that a lot of it took place at night in dark settings. And it was just, I thought it was fantastic. See, episode 2 is still by a mile the best episode of the season. But I don't think, besides episode 2, I don't know if really any of these episodes are better than anything from season 1. Maybe the most recent one, in my opinion. But season 2's just not been that good. And they're kind of just like, it's kind of just spiraling off into random. It's not the same without Joel. I knew Joel was going to die. It's not the same without him. And kind of going from one horror show with monsters to another horror show with monsters. Last of Us, not really a horror show, but Stranger Things comes in at number 4. This or another show that will come up is like the oldest show that I've seen. Or not the oldest. I'm saying like I watched it before anything else. And I thought it was great. I thought Stranger Things was great. I kind of like to laugh about how the last episode can be a full, like, freaking movie, but sorry, I'm getting distracted by a thing. I'm putting a piece of fuzz in the ground or something. I don't know. Either way, fantastic. I kind of like it how, like, it's not very long. I think right now it's 32 episodes. I'm kind of starting to respect shows that have a lot less episodes because the one that's going to come in at number 1 has a ton. And but by the way, I think Stranger Things is such a good show. I think it has some great characters, has some funny moments, has some very intense moments, has some shocking moments. Just, I don't remember that much because when did season 4 come out? 2022? And I think that or 2023 was when I watched it, and obviously it's 2025 now. And it's crazy to me that we're already 5 months into 2025. I have 7 days left of school. 6.5, 7. I don't know if we have a half day last day. I don't know. It's crazy. But either way, I think that Stranger Things is a great show. But we're going to be leaning into a lot more realistic, more grounded, more dark show. And that's The Penguin. And man, did I love this. It's another one of those ones where it's 1 season long. It's 9 episodes? And every single freaking episode is a banger. and I'm not the biggest Marvel guy. I'm not the biggest superhero guy. I'm not too caught up with all this stuff because, again, I've really only gotten into movies and shows really recently. But, like, in the last, like, year or 2 or so. But apparently, like, a lot of Marvel, like they'll take a lot of villains. I've heard that they'll take a lot of villains and be like, oh no, they're not like actually the villain. You see, they're actually like a good guy, but they like went down a spiral. That's not at all what the Penguin is. The Penguin's like, yeah, this dude's a villain. Mr. Oswald Cobblepot here. Oz Cobb. Penguin is a fantastic crime show. Fantastic, like, mob show. It's just all around fantastic. And man, I, for some reason, always felt like it's kind of one of those shows with a character we'll get to later, and I'll talk about him later, where it's like you kind of start, Oz, you like feel sympathy with him. But then it's like, and you're like, okay, maybe he's not such a bad guy. Then he does something crazy. And it's like, okay, never mind. Like, 3 of the characters in the show are 3 of probably the best characters I've seen. And that is Oswald Cobblepot, Colin Farrell, Sophia Falcone, Kristen Milioti, and Victor Aguilar. Is it Renzi Feliz? I don't know. The second name was the Colin Farrell, Kristen Milioti, and Renzi Feliz, or whatever his name is. That was, I'm probably butchering that so bad. It's like when I read the Bible and it's like half the names, I'm just like, how do I even pronounce it? Dude, if I got some money for 1 sec, actually. If I got, sorry, it was just, there was like a ringtone in the background. I think my mom's phone is ringing. It's like if I had a quarter for every time I mispronounced a word in the Bible, man, I'd be a millionaire. I've only really started recently reading it. Like, I'm only through Genesis, and it's still insane. Either way, the Penguin, fantastic show, and man, I looked it up, right? Again, spoiler warning, woo. I saw on Google that Victor was gonna die. And, sorry, again, 1 sec. Jump scare! But yeah, like, I saw that, sorry, my mom's talking in the background. I saw that Victor was gonna die. And as the season went on and on, I was like, dude, is he actually gonna die? No, man, don't die. Because Victor's like, he's like the one character that you can like fully sympathize for. Sure, you can say Sophia all you want, but at the end of the day, she's also like turned into a bad person. And I understand she wasn't a bad person before. But it's like, Victor's like the one guy that is really just like the good guy. And sure, he did some stupid things, but at the end of in his heart, he's a good guy. And I was starting to think towards the end, it was like, is he actually gonna die? Because like it hasn't happened yet. And then with like 5 minutes left in the freaking episode, Oz kills him. Like, oh my goodness, man. Like, that was one of the hardest scenes to watch ever. But, man, it's... When the Batman Part 2 comes out in 2027, by the way, the Batman Part 1, my favorite film of all time. When it comes out in 2027, or whatever the heck it comes out, because it keeps getting delayed, I think that I want the Batman. I want old Robert Pattinson to beat the crap out of the Penguin. Yeah, but otherwise, it's a fantastic show, and top to bottom, just great. And that brings us into number 2, which is another, not really similar, kind of like a drug show. People would call me crazy for this, which is Breaking Bad. I think people would call me crazy for not having it at number 1, but I don't care. I also watched this when I was younger, surprisingly. I should not have watched this when I was in 8th grade or whatever. I'm nearly done with sophomore year now. But it's just such a dang good show, man. Obviously, Walter White, the meth cook himself. My TV's doing things. Now you got purple on the screen. I mean, I'm a Vikings fan, as you can see back there. Twins fan as well. South Dakota's part of these. South Dakota, I'm counting it. Either way, so I'm getting distracted by things like an over. There wasn't even anything that time. I'm getting distracted. Breaking Bad is such a freaking good show. And Jesse Pinkman is one of my favorite characters of all time. But it was so good. But the thing with it is that I kind of knew a lot of things that were going to happen because my friend, fantastic guy by the way, kind of showed me a lot of things in like one of my social studies classes. Cause that's when because he told me about it. And I was like, he was the one who got me into it. And it's fantastic. Breaking Bad is such a good dang show. And unlike the next show that I'm going to talk about, where I still think every season is fantastic, but some of them are weaker than the others. Obviously, some Breaking Bad seasons are a little weaker than the others, but none of them are like a significant drop off. I mean, number one, I wouldn't consider it, but a lot of people would. But Breaking Bad is such a good show. Everything about it is so good. And man, just fantastic. Again, I knew a lot of stuff that was going to happen, which kind of harms it. And I did know a few things about this last one. But at number one, and is it the best show I've ever seen? Like, I kind of have a difference between the greatest and my favorite. The greatest, my favorite movie of all time is The Batman from 2022. The greatest movie of all time, in my opinion, is The Shawshank Redemption, and it's not close. Other than that, the number one show is Lost. And I was recommended to this because we had read Lord of the Flies in my English class. And because my English teacher is amazing, he told us about Lost. And ever since I saw the pilot, I was hooked. Ever since I saw part one of the pilot, whenever it jumps directly in, man, I could never say enough good things about Lost. Now, what I was saying about Breaking Bad, how no seasons are like a significant drop-off, I think every single Lost season is some of the best seasons of all time. But you can kind of see the drop-off from seasons 1 to 3 to 4 through 6. Like, I still think 4 through 6 are absolutely fantastic seasons. But 1 through 3 are also, like, just better. And it holds some of my favorite characters of all time. The more I've thought about it, I think Sawyer is my favorite character of all time. Jack is up there. Locke is up there. I said this before. Season 3 Charlie is the greatest character, the best character, my favorite character, the greatest character of television ever. Season 3 Charlie. And man, just the entire show is so freaking good. And people are like, oh, apparently a lot of people say like, oh, it has a crappy ending. And I thought it was fantastic. Apparently a lot of people think that like they were dead the entire time, and that's just never what happened. My TV is still just bugging. I need to sorry, one second, I need to scooch my phone over. Do that, and here we do. And we're back. And I didn't even pause the video. I don't know why I said we're back, but either way. Everything front to finish about Lost I thought was so good. The characters, the story, the sci-fi elements, and what I was saying earlier about the character where it's like you start to really sympathize with them, but then they do something where it's like, why do I like you? Or you're like, oh, this guy's awful. Benjamin Linus, greatest antagonist of all time, besides the Joker from The Dark Knight. But best TV antagonist of all time. All in my opinion. Everyone has their own opinions, and no one's opinion is more valid than anyone else's. Other than that, I think Lost is maybe a perfect show. And again, I don't know, it's explained in the last episode. Christian, Jack's dad, literally says to Jack, everything that happened to you was real. It's like, it's so explicit, and it's right there, and people still don't see it. I don't get it. I can understand maybe why people think that, because at the end they show a bunch of like plane wreckage to like, I think it's like to reminisce about some like the pilot or whatever, like where it started, and people took that as the plane crashing and them all being dead because you can't see anyone. And I just and I kind of I didn't interpret that, but I can see how people would. Either way, I think everything about it is so good. And I can give a quick explanation on the ending, and I was told this by the same English teacher. Basically, I was super confused about season 6 as well for a while. Season 6 is basically the main event of them is Flash sideways. Because in seasons 1 and 2, you get Flash forwards. Season 3, you think you're having Flash forwards, but then it's revealed in the final episode as Flash. Nope. You're having flashbacks in season 1 and 2. My brain's not braining. And then in season 3, you think you're having flashbacks, but it's actually flash forwards. I don't remember what happens in 4 and 5. In season 6, it starts with Jack, and you see the plane land. The same Oceanic Flight 815. You see it land. And I was so confused. Because it was like, huh? I was like, what? How does this even work? And I'm telling you, the thing I was hoping for the entire season was, I hope they all eventually realize. They all eventually, like, realize each other and know what happened. And that's what happened, thanks to Desmond, who's also one of the best characters of all time. Like, I just yesterday watched an entire 14-minute TikTok, not a YouTube video, but a TikTok, just about Desmond. It was crazy. I could make an entire, like, hour-long video on Lost, and I would still have stuff to say. But I think it's by a mile the greatest show of all time, in my opinion. No. Again, kind of the greatest show of all time, in my opinion, is Lost or Breaking Bad, but my favorite show of all time is by a freaking... I don't even know how many light years is Lost. I just think that everything about it, front to finish, is amazing. And I saw some like weird dirt or some crap on my toe, and I'm like, what is happening? Anyway, did I scare y'all with the skeleton jump scare earlier? This is just a skeleton I got from McDonald's. It was like prom night at her school. I definitely am not popular enough or anything to go to prom. I'm not even old enough at her school. And even if so, I'm probably I'm not very liked among the women at my school, which is fine with me, but I don't care. Either way, Lost, fantastic show. I would highly recommend watching it. It's on Netflix. I think it's also on Hulu. I know every show that I've seen, I can go through the streaming services. What's all on Netflix? Night Agent, Stranger Things, Squid Game, Lost. I can't. I show this another. I can't do. Like, I have to do like that. I don't know why I'm not just doing this. And Last of Us is on Max. Penguin's on Max. And then, gosh darn it, what's the last show? Oh goodness. Because I'm named. Oh no. Either way, I just think that shows are fantastic. It's kind of one of those things when it's so good you just don't want it to end. But Lost, perfect show in my opinion, or near one. I would highly recommend watching it, but it is a little longer. It's like average of 43 minutes per episode, and there's 120 episodes, or 121 depending on. I know on Netflix it's 120 because they just combined the last one into one big episode instead of just doing what they did with every single other episode. But And I'll say this. I've seen Ozymandias in Breaking Bad, or however the heck you pronounce it. I've seen Felina in Breaking Bad. I've seen some of the best episodes of a show of all time. I've seen Endure and Survive in The Last of It. I know that's not one of the best of all time. But The Constant in Lost, it's not my favorite episode. It's certain top 3 favorite. Because I just really liked the end. And Jack just being Jack. Like, kind of finishing everything and being just amazing. But The Constant, greatest episode of TV ever. Season 4, episode 5. And for oral interpretation next year, I want to do something with that. With that episode, kind of do that. And yeah, sorry I'm just ranting on about Lost for like a while. But hey, this isn't as long as my other ones, but still a little long video. Looks like we're about at 26 minutes right now. And I hope you guys had a great time. And again, for the few people that watch this, I'm happy you did. And I'll always be happy for the people that watch my videos. I was so grateful to see that one of my Bible verses got 1.3 thousand views. Realism, the YouTuber, said that like maybe you could change someone's day sharing this, and then it just became like my second or third most viewed video on my channel, and that's just fantastic. God's timing is always perfect, guys. And hey, I hope you guys all have a fantastic day, alright? Hey, Twins won today. 6-game winning streak. All thanks to God. And I've just been... Life's been good for me. I'm a choir kid, and I've made it into the best choir in our school, and I made it into a statewide choir. And I had a solo in the biggest concert of our school this year. It's been a pretty big week for me. Pretty big, like, last 10 days for me in choir. But truly, all glory to God, man. Hey, I hope you guys all have a fantastic day. Always remember, guys, Jesus loves you. I hope you never forget that. Have an amazing and blessed day.